Hi everyone, Oli here, and this is my review of The Power of the Daleks, the third story of the fourth season of the classic Doctor Who starring Patrick Troughton in his first story as the second Doctor. We said our farewells to William Hartnell in the 10th planet, and now we say hello to Mr. Patrick Troughton here. The Power of the Daleks is the 30th story overall and is written by David Whittaker. This story is a missing episode, but it's been animated for DVD release. All episodes have been animated. And a special edition is coming out in July as of the making of this review with new animation. Telesnaps and various surviving clips are available for this story. The plot of this story is as follows. Following the Doctor's regeneration into a newer, younger body, the TARDIS lands on at an Earth colony on the planet Vulcan in the far future. Mistaken for an official Earth examiner, the Doctor discovers that a scientist called Lesterson is attempting to reactivate three inanimate Daleks found in a crashed space rocket. The colonists refuse to heed the Doctor's dire warnings that the Daleks are dangerous. Once reactivated, the Daleks begin performing duties around the colony, and so a rebel group plot to use these new servants to help them gain power, but in fact the Daleks have sinister plans of their own. So, The Power of the Daleks, another monumental story for Doctor Who, as this is the first post-regeneration story. The BBC obviously wanted Doctor Who to go on, and by replacing a big main actor was a very big move, and it really paid off. The direction of the story, who is directed by by Christopher Barry, was excellent as always because he's always directed some very good stories. The sets, judging by the telesnaps and some of the animation, was very good. I liked the surface of Vulcan and it looks very alien, and the production was really good as well. And I really liked the script and everything was just really well done. This story had some very iconic moments, and I think these moments make the story stand out compared to the other Dalek stories and as well as other Doctor Who stories in the classic series. For example, we had the episode 2 cliffhanger when the Doctor was trying to tell the colony officials that the Daleks are not good, while the Dalek is in the room chanting, I am your servant, and it's just going on and on and on, and it goes on to the cliffhanger. And also, the episode 5 cliffhanger when the Daleks have pretty much made themselves, and they're like, Daleks conquer and destroy, and they're just like marching out of the room, or moving themselves out of the room one by one. That was just amazing. I really love that scene. I felt as if episode 6 was the strongest out of all the episodes. The conclusion really came into effect, and we saw the Daleks dish out the most damage, and the acting was really good. I liked the part where a family with a baby were cornered by Daleks, but it looked like the Daleks were going to kill them, but the Doctor managed to use the power source of Vulcan to destroy the Daleks, and so basically the Doctor's plan came at the right time. Now on to the main man himself, Patrick Troughton. He did very well in his first story, and although I'd say he's very different here compared to the rest of the stories in his era, but here in the next two stories, I guess the writers are trying to like differentiate between him and Hartnell. And Patrick Troughton, I can definitely see he's trying to like find his feet, and he definitely does do so in later on in this season. And Troughton, I must say, he's slightly goofy in his earlier stories, but he comes more serious as his era progresses. But his goofy side still remains, and I really like that. Ben and Polly were good here. I like the moment when the story started. They just witnessed the Doctor regenerate, and they were wondering what just happened, questioning who this man is on the floor, saying, "Is this the Doctor? Is this not the Doctor?" And just questioning his behavior and all that. And it was good to see that Ben was more skeptical than Polly was. The Daleks were very good here, and they were menacing as usual. I think they were even more menacing here than other previous Dalek stories. I think the plot working for the humans and later betraying them was really good and well thought of, and the cliffhanger of episode 2 is iconic for a reason. And as I mentioned before, as I said what was going on. And then when they turn on the humans, they could go on a killing spree, and it was very sinister and really shows the type of villains the Daleks really are. And I think in the previous stories we didn't really see the Daleks do as much damage. I mean, they pretty much they brainwashed Mavic Chen in the last Dalek story and Master Plan, but here we definitely see them dish out the most damage in this story compared to other Dalek stories in the Dalek era. Other than the Daleks, we had two other villains, Bragan and Janley. Both were very good and well portrayed. The side plots with Reagan wanted to control the colony with the help of Janley and the Daleks. Before the Daleks betrayed them was very good. The actors forward to the Doctor, Ben, and Polly. I like the part in episode 6 where Janley realized that the Daleks were evil all along, and she tried to like deflect what they were doing and trying to I wouldn't say help the Doctor, but I think she was trying to she had her own motives, and then I think she was working with Valma because she thought that Reagan was probably going to kill her, and then he actually was, but then I don't think he did, and then she ended up getting killed by the Daleks herself. And Bregan is definitely the definition of the evil deputy general, even though he was actually head of security, but he definitely fits the role of the guy who wants to usurp the main general by doing anything, any means necessary. And he actually does by killing the governor Hansel. And his reign is pretty much cut short after the Dalek gets destroyed when Valma kills him because he was about to kill Quinn. The side characters, the side characters were really good here. One that stands out the most for me is Lesterson. He is the one who pretty much engineered the Daleks for the colonists, and he believed the Daleks were good and were made to serve. He ignored the Doctor's orders and he continued to work, even though he was actually ordered and manipulated to do so by Janley, which was pretty good. But then they bit him right in the ass when he saw the Daleks manufacturing themselves, and he was thinking, oh my god, I thought these Daleks were good. He's trying to defect their plans, and Janley was manipulating him, saying, you're stressed, just calm down. And then he's like, I'm not calm, I know what I saw, I'm not mad or anything. And then I really much like how he almost went mad when he saw this. Other side characters that stood out for me was Quinn and Valma. Quinn was accused of Reagan for causing the rebellion that Reagan was starting out, and he was imprisoned. He then meets the Doctor and they work together to try and stop Reagan and the Daleks. Valma was on the other side of the rebellion, and then he saw how ruthless the Daleks was. He was pretty much working for Janley, and then to think at the start of episode 6, he realizes what's going on. He finds Ben, and then he starts working with the Doctor to try and at least stop what the Daleks are doing. And after Reagan dies, at the hands of Valma, he and Quinn decide to work together to rebuild the colony before telling the Doctor off for using the power supply to destroy the Daleks. Sorry about that. The animation does get a bit of hate, but I do think it's decent. Although I must admit some parts are questionable, but you have to admire the fact that this is the first story of every episode that's missing to be animated, and the animation was pretty good. You have to pretty much give the people who made the animation credit for doing so, because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have stories like the Macro Terror, the Faceless Ones, and now Fear from the Deep that's coming out God knows when, that are coming out soon. So if it wasn't for Power of the Daleks, we wouldn't be having the other stories get animated. Now I do have some problems with the story, but it's fairly minimal. It does pretty much peeve me when they changed the audio for the Daleks Conquer and Destroy part in episode 5. I mean, I wish they kept the original audio instead of altering it, because because in the original clip they had the Daleks, it was very, it was sounded like they were all saying it together, and I think that's what made it really effective. But in the animation, it made it pretty much made it out like the Daleks were saying it one by one, and that was just that didn't really suit me. That didn't really sit well with me, and I think when the Daleks conquer and destroy, they were all chanting it together, and I think that's what made that story epic. So, but I do have some improvements of the story for my own. I mean, I do wish that the Doctor would have spent a good portion of the story finding out who he is and who he is for the post-regeneration redness the Doctor usually experiences after regeneration. But instead, a bit of it was done in the TARDIS, when him, the Doctor, Ben, and Polly were in the TARDIS. Now it was pretty much all, and even when they were in, no, even when they entered the Vulcan colony, even though he was starting to act a bit weird, but then as the Doctor saw the Daleks, just threw him straight into the plot instead of having the Doctor trying to figure out who he is, and maybe, and also maybe have the Daleks start to rebel in episode 5, and have their own start to turn on the humans around episode 5, because they actually do start to rebel in the end of episode 5 and start killing the colonists in episode 6. But then, although it was done well, but I thought it was a bit rushed. I mean, if they started in episode 5, it would have been quite natural, and then the Doctor would have been trying to work with the colonists to try and find a way to at least destroy the Daleks, and maybe have the Doctor temporarily work with Bregan and Janley, and then have Janley get killed, and after the Daleks were got destroyed, have Bregan want to kill the Doctor because obviously we all know who Bregan is, and then have Velma kill Bregan, and then that's it. But although this story is quite brilliant, it set the standard for future post-regeneration stories, and I drank The Power of the Daleks an 8.5 out of 10. My next review will be The Highlanders, where we meet the iconic James Robert McCrimmon, commonly known as Jamie McCrimmon. Thanks for watching the story. Let me know what you thought of the story, what you thought of Troughton's acting in the story, and how he did well in his first story, and what you thought of this review. Like my videos and don't forget to subscribe. So, see you later.